Now then, people, welcome back to the Just Joe Don't Sleep show. Hope you're all doing well. Smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, get your comments in, and of course hit that notification bell. Hope you're all doing well. We're here to react to Daniel Farke's pre-match press conference ahead of Hull City. Yes, that's right, folks. There is a game on Saturday. I know you won't think, no White Rose rivals, no time for previews or anything like that, because obviously it's all steam ahead on transfers. Leeds United look to be announcing potentially tonight the signing of Ao Tanaka, closely followed by Schmidt, the Swiss Army knife, both by name and, well, he's Swiss, isn't he? And he can play anywhere. So he's a Swiss Army knife. Stuart Dallas Mark II, James Milner, regen. Yeah. And, of course, there is still the potential of a signing number 10. Okay, which could be, at this moment in time, either one of Gus Hamer or Ronan Salai. We'll have to wait and see. A little bit disappointed. No questions were shot his way on Gus Hamer or Sheffield United or Chris Wilder. But it wouldn't surprise me if they were briefed beforehand. No questions on this because they're not going to get answered. Bang. It wouldn't surprise me if that was... briefed beforehand. And I think it's a smart move. I think what we're seeing here now is... Because, to be honest, the club are saying Pirro, no chance. And a few people have said online, and someone messaged me, to say the Pirro being involved is bullshit. So, could it well be that Sheffield United are trying a bit of Leeds United Mickey Mouse stuff, trying to clap back, trying to unsettle Leeds United? So I'm a little bit disappointed no one asked him, but it wouldn't surprise me if they were told beforehand, listen, don't bother, because we're not going to answer it. I think we'll sign Hamer tomorrow at 11 and Schmidt as well. Looks like Schmidt will be a goer, doesn't it? I think he plays tonight, you know. I think he might be involved at 6 o'clock, so we'll have to keep our eyes and ears peeled. Leeds need to do more with these pressers. Can't hear most of the questions and just cut off poor. I can hear it all night. I can hear it. You can also see and read Leeds United Live or YEP where they write it all down for you as well. Guessing it'll be Nonto in the 10 and then Aronson out wide. I think he might start with one of the new lads. Because we have no Dan James, do we? Dan James is injured along with Pat Bamford. So you're looking at someone needs to play out on the right. It's going to have to be one of the new lads, isn't it? Largy. Do you think it'll be Largy? Because he's already played this season. Could it be Manor Solomon? And move yeah. I think one of the new lads could start, to be honest. Afternoon all. God, the vibes are good today. They are, aren't they? It's really, really good. No show this week. I can't fit it in, man. There's too much on. I'd probably be live and a player would be announced. And I don't want to miss that. So, to be honest, Ash got back to me and said, I can't say I'm not happy about this because obviously we battered them. So that'll be next week. Hal's on holiday and he went, okay, I'll go to the barbecue then and just get drunk. And I went, we're going to save your tears for next week's show when we're going to dunk on you because you've sold Gus Hamer to Leeds United. So watch this space. If a deal for Hamer is not made today, can't see Blunt's allowing him to go last knocking at the window. They need money, mate. They need money. Yeah, this was nice to see as well. Stop looking at yourself, Joe. What do you mean? Oh, with my cap, yeah, I'm trying to make sure it's straight, man. It does me head in, pal. It does me head in. How was your pizza con carne, Joe? It was nice, although it's repeating on me a little bit now. Schmidt is really fast. There you go. When does the window shut? Tomorrow night at 11, mate. Hey, Billy Joe. Just need dungarees with that cap. Just kidding, bro. Hope you well. All good, man. All good. I think he might be back for Burnley, they said, which is obviously after the international break, and he's not going away with Wales, so it's obviously not as... it's an issue because he's not going on international duty. Largy has had more time to settle in training, yeah. Pirro 10, Aronson outright? I hope not. I hope the Pirro experiment in 10 and Aronson's performance and Nonto's performance there has made Farke go, do you know what? Nah. Joe, what would be your ideal 11? We'll have to wait and see. Pirro plus 8 million Prague was cooking when he got hungry. Do you know what, JT? Apparently the Pirro stuff's absolute BS, and I think it might be a tactic from them to try and unsettle us. Thanks for making my workday more tolerable. Seriously, the hardest working individual on YouTube. Thank you very much, LUFC and MN. Thank you very much for your super chat as well. It means a lot. Piro's position is called a loose striker. Yeah, whatever that was, I don't know. Big up to Paul Bishop as well, who's become a member. Don't forget, tomorrow we have a members show on transfer deadline day between 5 and 7, where me and JT will get together to talk transfers with you guys and tell me what you folks think of the window. Let's get into the crux of the press conference then. So first and foremost, straight out of the gate, he was asked about transfers, as you would expect, and as we would also expect, his response was pretty standoffish and was very much listen, I'm not giving anything away kind of vibe. Someone's just said Ekram Kona tweet. I'm not too sure on him if you want my honest opinion. Liverpool FC were delighted to announce they reach agreement for Chiesa, top signing. What's this? No, I don't. Hungarian striker is in talks for Leeds United. Yeah, a few people seem to think that Salah might be the top target, and if not, then it'll be Hamer. So we'll have to wait and see. Brother, what's the name of your microphone? This one. Leicester are shit. Something like that. Nah, it's a Shure microphone. Shure. SHURE, mate. Top tier. This was actually a gift off one of my subscribers, actually. He knows who he is. Big up to you, my guy. So thank you. Yeah. There are some people out there, just like, yeah, legends of the game is what I will say. So yeah, big up to my guy. No, definitely wasn't Stevie. Someone who's watched and yeah, just said, look, you do so much for me, contribute, so I would like to do this for you. So yeah, it was amazing. I'm not sure it was you, Damar. I don't so sure it was you, but yeah, I know who it was, and he knows who it was, and he's probably watching this. So legend. Didn't even want no praise, no name, no nothing. So some people are just nice out there, aren't they? The world is a good place. What did I tell you? 49ers got us covers. Joe, they do. Yeah, blue tinted glasses. That's Lox's channel. You have to check it out. He's here to garner some support because Leicester have a small fan base and Leeds have a huge fan base. He might as well turn it and call it Leeds tinted glasses, or I secretly love Leeds United, something like that, Annie. Yeah, so Farke on transfers. He said, I just speak about players who are under contract. I respect other clubs. I never speak about players from other clubs. We have confirmed 2 important signings this week with Ramazani and Solomon. We've made clear which positions we want to strengthen. I hope and I expect, he said, there will be some business in the coming days. No rumours, no names or anything. I'm not going to give you anything, but he did say we want to strengthen. I hope and I expect we will do business in the coming days, which is great to see. He spoke on Tanaka. Well, he was asked a question on Tanaka, and he said, look, he didn't answer in terms of, yes, we're getting Tanaka, but his answer was very much, we definitely need midfield additions and we need fullback additions. These are definitely the areas. I will only confirm things when medicals are done and contracts are signed because other clubs are in for players, so we have to wait and see. But I think we're very confident as a fan base and as a club that we have Tanaka in the door, and hopefully Schmidt comes as too. I did read earlier on that Werder Bremen were also after Schmidt, and he's chose Leeds United. Now, of course, if he plays tonight, there's still that chance, isn't there? There's still that chance that A, he could pick up an injury, or 2, that another club says, listen, we'll match Leeds' offer and we'll give you more. So, you know, we'll pay you more wages and we'll match their offer from transfer fee perspective. I think it's going to be under around about 5 million. So with that one, we'll have to wait and see, but we know that Tanaka's already here, and it'll probably be announced tonight, which will be good. We will be doing a roundup show tonight, and it'll be Jack City tonight, Jack City bitch. So watch this space on that, folks. He was asked about outgoings. I thought this was quite positive as well, because he said, you know, in this business you never know. You know, but we are not tempted to give any of our quality players away. We have a pretty small group. We're not big in numbers. And I'm more looking forward to strengthening the squad. So I don't expect someone to go out. So he's saying there categorically at this moment in time, no one's leaving. You're not fucking leaving. So if we look, I'm not asked on Vobra if you want my honest opinion, but it would mean that we would have to go and get some others. I'll chat about that at the end actually, Liam, because there's some good, exciting names in there. But all managers do this, by the way. We'll talk on it in the end, on the England stuff. But yeah, look, in this business, you never know, right? That's why, to be fair, like we can never be sure. But you know, when people get stick for saying links and stuff online from a Leeds United perspective. Sometimes I'm just like, well, they're probably right when they mentioned it and then it changed. These things happen. These things do happen, honestly. But yeah, so he doesn't expect at this moment in time anyone to go out. You know, anyone to go out at all. Farke on the transfer window as a whole, because obviously it's been rough as a fan, but he said it's not as difficult as last season. But it has been more difficult than I expected because key figures of our team from last season are not here anymore. When we talk about Rutter, Gray, Somerville and co. We've spoken extensively about this, and he says we are in a bit of a rebuild. We are in a bit of a rebuild process. It is a little bit easier because we didn't have as many loan and exit clauses as last season. Not as many Santi clauses, but they were still there. But it has been more difficult than we're hoping it would have been, and the club are admitting that, and we know as a fan base it's been bloody rough. But he said no one was tempted to let Archie Cree or Jorginho go. And for that, it was a bit more fluctuation than we would have wished. So ideally, we could have kept these players, but obviously, when you got release clauses and they get matched, there's nothing you can do. But he said on the start, we got 5 points. We're unbeaten in the first 3. We've been solid. We are still in the process of the rebuild, and we need the next 48 hours to strengthen. So all the noises coming from the club is that they're not going to sleep. I know Parag might be to sign the deals, but the rest of them aren't, right? They just pass him the contracts while he's sleeping and he just goes like that. So yeah, he says we'll need a little work until we're fully settled and have a chance to finish in the top positions in this league. It's what we're working on. 100%. We will be there. Don't get me started on that. I was upset this morning when I seen he'd gone to Marseille. First they've took Johnny Rowe, now Neil Maupay. He was asked then about that squad rebuild, and he said, look, many key players have left, and you can never press a button and it always just work. He says we speak about our new players. Largy, for example, is judged as a replacement for Cree or Rutter, but he's not. You know, I don't want to put too much pressure on his small shoulders. He's not played one game in English football. He's been playing in a really, really good league in the past 3 years, but in a different country. Obviously, he was in La Liga, the Spanish top division, and it's a different culture and different intensities to the Championship, and he will need time to adapt. He said he's a player with massive potential, massive potential and lots of skill. It's an important signing for us for the future as well, but he said it'd be unfair right now to see him as a replacement for our top players last season, and I want to make sure we don't put too much pressure on the young guys that we have. He mentioned Mana Solomon. Mana was excellent at Fulham and has already proven himself in the Premier League, yet he's a bench option at Leeds. Hold up, wait a minute, summon him right. Farke on getting everyone up to speed. Yeah, I think that's already been answered, hasn't it? I think that's already been answered, bro. You know, I've been talking on this. We'll talk more on it though when the window shuts tomorrow, 100%. Because I know you will want to talk on it. Farke on getting everyone up to speed. He said, hopefully it won't take long. I want to do it as quick as possible. That's what you want as a manager. The quicker it works, the more guarantee you have for consistency in results. Now, listen, the Ljubicic deal is a non-starter. So when I mentioned, this is when people then track any flight going anywhere. The only one you need to be focusing on next would be the one from Switzerland for Schmidt. That's the one. This one's not a mover anymore. We've brought in Tanaka, we don't get Ljubicic. Ljubicic's done. Yeah? Ljubicic is done. So this is not a thing anymore. So this is when I say, jet washers, stand down. Stand down, yeah? Anyway, we move. Seahawks are better than the Niners. All good, all good. I don't even know. 49ers are an ice hockey team, right? Or basketball? Lacrosse? Rounders? Baseball? What else is there? Soccer. And that's all there is, right? Rounders, baseball, lacrosse, hockey, ice hockey, basketball. That's all they're known for, I think. Soccer. There's not even any sports. I don't think. Is there? Hold up. Wait a minute. Really? Really? Oh, really? Come on, man. I thought you know me by now, man. The 49ers are not the Glazers. They are sports first. I don't know about that. Golf, tennis. Yeah, loads. Come on. Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo, where are you? Anyway, let's move. I don't want to put too much pressure on the small shoulders, which we got to. Sorry. It's an important signing for us. Bags of potential, bags of skill, but unfair to see him as a one-on-one replacement for our top players in last season. Remember, and this is what he said, Jorginho, it took half a season for him to adapt to English football. I don't want to put too much pressure on our new players. He said, however, again, don't want to put too much pressure on our new players, but does say Manor Solomon is a little different. He has already proved himself in the Premier League and the Champions League. So he's saying, listen, give time on Ramazani, but Solomon, different. He's proved himself already in the Premier League and Champions League. So he's got an expectation of Manor Solomon straight from the jump. So we might even see Solomon coming on Saturday. He might be the replacement for James. If you want to try and keep some continuity, Nonto, Aronson, Solomon. Or the other way around, because we know Nonto can play on the right. Yeah? So that's where what might happen. But he did say on Ramazani as well, he mentioned about training. And he's already established in training after a conversation with him that he realises, okay, yeah, this is physical. This is different. You know, we know in training, you know, they take no prisoners. Bang. So if he's already thinking, whoa, wait till he starts a proper league game in English football, it's a different animal. You know, but he does say, like I say, sort of throwing the gauntlet back to Solomon. Manor Solomon is different. He's proved himself at the Premier League and in the Champions League. So that's totally different to the rhetoric he's saying with Ramazani. Give Ramazani time. He's young. Let's not pressurise him too much. Solomon, on the other hand, he's already competed at the top level. So I expect. Asked on team news, he said Bamford will miss the game. No shocks there. He also said we're sadly without Dan James. He's got a minor hamstring problem, therefore he won't go with Wales. I hope to have him back for Burnley, which is the first game after the international break. And he only said hope, and that's like 2.5 weeks away. So his injury's a little bit not great. He says, I've got a few question marks in offensive positions. How much Largy and Manor are involved, we will see. It's definitely good that they're here. Largy has the advantage, he's already played this season, and Manor Solomon was involved in 4 friendlies for Tottenham in terms of fitness. So we'll have to see how they do this week. I think one of them starts, and I probably lean to Manor Solomon starting just because he's played in the Premier League and in English football previously. If he's 100% fit, I'd be bringing him in. Play him off the left, put Nonto on the right, and Aronson in the middle, and just have Aronson and Nonto interchanging, because they've done that before, and then Joseph up top, and everybody else the same. I think that's what I would do. Farke on Hull City. Remember, we have got a game. I've not even spoken on Hull City. All I will say for Hull City is they've not had a great start to the season. They've had 3 draws on the spin, even against Plymouth. They haven't had a difficult start, and they've drawn them all. They're in a transition period. They're nowhere near this squad they were last season. You know, no Greaves at the back, no Tufan up top, no Carvalho, new manager. I always forget his name. Philogene, no Delap. They're totally different proposition this time, a little bit easier of a proposition, and they did cause us problems last season. Don't forget to smash a like on the video as well for me, folks, please. It'd be great if you could do that. Right, let me get back to the notes that I made. Just bear with me 1 second. Then asked about the number 10 position. I loved how this was positioned as well by Graham. He sort of asked a number of questions, and he mentioned height, and we know that Salah's tall, so it felt like he was positioning it that, but Farke didn't answer it in that way. He answered it genuinely like, about height, and then mentioned Bamford and Strauch and Rodon, and I think what he was trying to do is like So Salah's tall, and you say like 10, and it was all packaged up as though, yeah, it felt that way anyway, but he didn't answer it in that way. But he was asked about the number 10 position. He said Brendan Aronson fulfilled his role in that game last time, brilliantly. But to speak about a top class 10 in this position, it's too soon. He wants a 10. He's played for his former clubs in this position. We definitely have a player in Brendan who can play there. We also have a winger or striker types who can play there, i.e. Joel Pirro as a loose striker. He interprets different to a classic number 10. Joel is more like a loose striker who finishes, or sometimes our wingers can fulfill this role. But he says, apart from Brendan, we don't have a classic number 10 in the squad. So you and me both know these are conversations he'll be having with the recruitment teams. We still don't have a quintessential specialist 10. And that's what a lot of people have asked for. And I've said, well, it's okay, because we can play him there. He's played there before. But all the noises is that he still wants a specialist number 10. A player that you look at and go, that's a number 10. And you can say that. Aronson fills the position. This is basically it. Aronson fills the position, but he's neither top level nor a classic 10. So it's like, and then they mentioned Joel can play there and wingers can play there. So it's almost like we can get by, but I still would like a classic number 10. And if you want my opinion, it's one of either Hamer or Salai. Which deal can Leeds United get done? So we'll have to wait and see, because he did say in the last 48 hours of the window we may have to take a look at it. We will not sleep, we will be there. So they're looking at it. It's difficult to find someone who has the qualities for this position, character and affordable, and can improve us. Well, can Roland Salai and Gus Hamer improve us? Yes, they can. Yes, they can. You want my honest opinion? In my opinion, and there's people that know the game a lot more than me that'll probably say different, but I'd like Hamer just because tried, tested, done it in this league, done it in the Premier League to a very good level. So for me, him. But probably people watching this know that Salai is probably the better player. But I've not had the luxury of watching Salai. And I just know that what Hamer can do, and I've seen him do at Coventry, Sheffield United, in the Premier League. Plus, it had also significantly de-strengthen, weaken. It's a de-strengthen. I couldn't think of weaken. De-strengthen's nice, but yeah, weaken one of our rivals, and it would really sting. Like, can you imagine the boos when he goes back to Bramall Lane and then he scores the winner? You can have your Chris Basham moment at Ellen Road, just like we had our Jack Clark moment at Bramall Lane. But a Gus Hamer winner in a Leeds United shirt at Bramall Lane at Ellen Road, that would hit like crack. It would hit like crack. It would hit like crack and a spice bag in Ireland. 100%. Hamer wants the move. Will he get the move? We shall wait and see. On the flip side, if he doesn't come and Hamer scores, we'll also be sick. But this is football. This is why we enjoy it so much. But he says we don't have a quintessential number 10, but we will try and get one within the last 48 hours. So we'll have to wait and see. He mentioned the squad size as well, because he was asked, are you ready? I mean, we do have a small squad, but I would say we're ready. Even if we don't get Hamer or Salai, I still think we're ready. I know people disagree, but I still think we've got enough. And then maybe assess it again in January. Yeah, but he said it's difficult to answer this right now because you need to have luck in terms of injuries. I'm not a big believer in too big a group. Bielsa never was, so I'm okay with that. You have too many players that are not needed, unhappy players. Yeah, it's better when everyone is needed, but when you have an injury crisis or something unexpected, he said we've had the Corona years where several players missed out, then of course it could be tricky. It's not healthy for the group to have 4 or 5 competitors for one position, which I agree with. Yeah. Nathan said, you said John wrote that he would and bring him home, don't. Yeah, but he did. He did want Leeds. Marseille came, Leeds didn't pay. Again, this is when it comes back to it, things change. Johnny Rowe did want Leeds United, folks. Leeds United wouldn't have pushed as hard as they did if he didn't want Leeds United. But we couldn't come up with the money at that time, which is 15 million plus add-ons. Hence why Jack Clark went to the Premier League. We couldn't afford him. Couldn't afford him at that time. Now, if you watch since that moment how the windows unfolded, we've lost Rutter at 40 million. Didn't want to, but that's give us more money. We've bought players we need and brought in a loan that's that we didn't think we could ever get in Manor Solomon, who's just a different level to this league, regardless of what people read and see and hear. He's a different level to this league. So now they can reassess it. If Johnny Rowe had come available at this time, it'd have been a different story, I believe. But again, the transfer window changes 24/7 all the time. All the time. Don't forget, we were told we were told we're not going back in for Hamer. That's a lie. We are. We know this. We've had a second bid rejected. So these are all things that we have to look at, because when we were first linked to Rowe, Rutter was still here. There was no Manor Solomon. There was no Largy Ramazan. There was none of this. So we did want him. He did want it. But things, yeah. Anyway. But I hear what you're saying in saying bring him home, bring him home, bring him home. Yeah, no, hopefully he does come. Hopefully he does come. He goes on to say it's not healthy for the group to have 4 or 5 players in competing for one position. We have to make smart decisions on financial terms. Do you know what? Joe Blackburn mentioned something yesterday, and as much as we bemoan the cheaters and, they've prospered and we're still in this division, but he made a great point in terms of, look how bad that JKA deal, and look how much the JKA deal scuppered Leeds United, and we still hit PSR. So the managing behind the scenes is actually really good. Actually really good. And if we do get Hamer, and there's going to be a lot of cash still left over, which puts us right back in the good things with PSR. So when we get promoted, oof. When we get promoted, oof. Yeah, honestly. Anyway, the group, how it is at the moment, is too small. We definitely need a few more, and I think if we manage to do this, then we are in a good place. So he's still saying there. Now, he's probably, obviously, we're waiting on Schmidt, we're waiting on Tanaka, according to this, even though we know he's there, and one more, 10. He says 4 fullbacks injured at the same time, then it's a bit tricky. Also, in terms of how the squad looks, you always want a quick, mobile, 6 foot, 7 foot tall, not clumsy and fulfills everything. That's always great. We are not the tallest squad in this league. Lots of technical players, but we're not just playing long balls. We have players like this. This is what I mean. He just went a bit mad when he went on about tall players, but I think he was trying to get a lean on maybe on Salai with him being tall potentially. We have players like this, but we have many, many players who are smaller and a bit more technical. A bit of height would be beneficial, but it's not just about height. We want players who invest a lot against the ball, not like a fridge. Yoel Piro, the fridge. 7 foot tall but can't move, and not for our brand of football. I'm happy we have our tall, strong defenders at set pieces. Bamford has a good size when fit. Mateo Joseph is capable to win headers. It's important to have a good balance. Yeah, squad size just wants additions, doesn't it? And then he was asked some more on Largy Ramazani, how he's going to deal with being in the Championship, and he says he has to learn. We will give him time. It's beneficial. He's involved in academy football in England. Can't get away from that fact, actually, that he was at Charlton, did go to Manchester United before moving to Almira. He comes from a different football culture, from a different league, and it would be unfair to say you've come from the league and you're fully prepared for all the demands and intensity English football brings. We still have it sometimes with Willie Nonto that he's in disbelief that some situations are not fouls, which we see all the time, right? He just likes a moan. The more you're in the Championship, the more you get used to it. Largy has realised in training it's different already. Our training referees allow a bit more so that we are prepared. So they're smashing into each other. We said before we signed him that we work on his temperament and to prepare his body on the training level for the physical demands. Temperament being a key thing, because he loves a yellow and a red card. We hope, because he has played in a good league in games against Real Madrid and Barcelona, that he is prepared. We know he has the potential to do this. We can bring him to the door, and it's up to him to step through it. And that was your press conference highlights. That's what was said in the presser. So we will be there. Let's have a look. What's this? Not seen that. No. Well, we don't need to. Like, why? Honestly, I can't. I have to do this all the time. But why? Owen here from LUFC cast. No left back signing this window yet. We need cover for Poe. Owen, they are signing. They are signing one, my man. We are signing. We are waiting for it to be announced, or we'll see if he plays. But we're after Isaac Schmidt from Saint Gallen, 24-year-old. Really, really good left back. Can also play right back. Has played right back this season. So you're looking at 4 fullbacks, of which 2 of them can play on either side. If you bring in Isaac Schmidt, he can play right back and left back. He is predominantly a left back, but this season has played 4 games at right back and got 2 goals. 2 goals and 2 assists. So 4 GNA, I think. Or it might be just 2 GNA, 1-on-1. But in 4 games, he's already got goals and assists playing at right back. He's basically played in every position, bar centre-back and goalie. But he's predominantly a full-back, and he's right and left-footed. So Schmidt is the perfect for what we need. Because it means Byram's still like a 4th choice. Because both of them can play either flank, and so can Schmidt. So if one of either Firpo or Bogle get injured or suspended, more than likely suspended, then Schmidt comes in. And also Schmidt is your long-term replacement for Junior Firpo, because Firpo is in the final year of his deal. So I think it's very good. This is the point, innit? We can't get rid of Bamford, so it's pointless talking about it. People just say, rip up his contract and that. Well, there's no point. Plus, we'd need another 9. We'd need a 9. Let's say, for example, you throw Bamford out. Let's say we throw Bamford out and Joseph gets injured for the season. Then what? We're back to Pirro. And we know that didn't work. And as much as you want to hammer Bamford, it worked for a period. But anyway, we're not here to talk about Bamford. I'm sick of it. He'll barely touch grass this season, so there's no point. And then next season, he'll still be here because unfortunately we can't get him out. But it is what it is. We move. For your Niners cheerleader, Leotard, the 49ers are not the Glazers, they are sports first. Thank you for your super chats. Liam Moore says, Wilder and Blades trying to unsettle Pirro, but Pirro is pure vibes, he wouldn't care a lot. Yeah, man, definitely not. He's Dutch. Horizontal. It's just horizontal. Thoughts on the England team, Liam? Yeah, let's have a quick look at this. Lee Carsley, sorry. What I will say on the England team, for me, they always do this. They always pick players on form, but then when it comes to the majors, it changes. But this is what he's gone with. And remember, Lee Carsley will have played with a hell of a lot of these players because of when he was at youth levels. So that he's probably gone with what he knows as well. But let's have a look at who he's selected. So we've got Dean Henderson, Jordan Pickford, Nick Pope as your goalkeeper options. Pickford number 1, obviously. Defenders are Trent, Colwill, Gahey, Konza, Rico Lewis. Great shout. Love Rico Lewis. Livramento, Maguire, Stones. So, no Kyle Walker. Love it. We're moving on, aren't we? No Kyle Walker. I'd be playing Rico Lewis at right back personally. Who's your left back in there, though? Can he dovetail as left back, Livramento? Do you think? Or is he a right back? Where's your left back? Yeah, no left back. Be interesting to see what he does with Trent, actually. Midfielders, Foden, Gallagher, Gibbs-White. Love that. Do rate Gibbs-White. Angel Gomez. Wow, from Lille. Kobe Mainoo, Cole Palmer, Declan Rice. And then in the forward areas, you've got Jarrod Bowen, Eze, Gordon, Grealish, Kane, Madueke, Saka and Watkins. Love it. First call up for Madueke and a few others as well. So it'll be exciting. We will do a watch along of the England game, the Carsley era, see how it gets off. So we'll wait and see. That's a good shout, Paul. Maybe he doesn't want to be involved. I think he just, to be honest, Ben White don't like football. He don't like football, and probably wants to enjoy his international break. Genuinely, that's what it'll be. He probably just wants to enjoy his international breaks and go on holiday. Genuinely, this is probably where he's at. So, yeah. Yeah, there you go then. To be honest, he's not arsed. He don't watch football. It's a job. It's a job for him. I know we find it hard to comprehend as fans because we love it and we'd love to be in his position. But Ben Asuo-Koto, do you remember at Spurs? He was the same. Don't like football. Job. Imagine being that good at something and it's just like that job. Why do you hate him? Are you a Leeds? Why? There's no need to hate him. You got nothing to hate him for. He's an elite footballer. Are you a Leeds fan, 22? He's class at Leeds, man. You don't need to hate him. Definitely not. He's sound. I really enjoy Ben White. I think he's a quality footballer. David Batty, exactly the same, 100%. Walker is injured, or he would have cut right. Fair enough. Okay, Benny Blanco. Yeah, I like that they call him Benny Blanco. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Ronaldinho only liked watching himself play. Class. If I remember White said, yeah, he does. That's what I mean. He said, I don't like football. That's what I mean. So if you don't like it, you can't blame him. And he probably enjoys his holidays, man. You got to think, right? If you go away on international duty, you get 2 weeks, 3 weeks after a long, arduous season. So he probably just goes, do you know what? I'd probably be in Marbella, Ibiza, Dubai, than playing football because I don't like it. Why? I don't understand why 22. Anyway, it is what it is. Listen, if you haven't already, smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, get your comments in, hit that notification bell. Could be a quiet afternoon now. I'm going to go take a nap. I can't lie to you. I've done 3 videos already this morning. This evening, there'll be a stream with me and Jack City going through today's news. But I'm feeling between now and 9, when we'll probably do it, 9 o'clock, there might be something we'll be reacting to during that time, which could potentially be There We Land with Ayo Tanaka. But we'll be live at probably 9 till 10, me and Jack City reacting to today's news. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your day. I'm off for a nap now. Peace out and love. I love you all, man. Boom. Jet wash.